welcome back everybody to Axon Gamers. Trying out something new today. We are doing our episode on Twitch tonight, just for convenience sake, I guess. And yeah, we're gonna talk about a bunch of things. One of them being Rockman 11. So
just fitting to play it right now in front of you guys. I'll be playing this game right now.
Yep.
Doing the Xbox One version. The best version, because it has the original specs. Am I right?
Cool.
Just kidding.
I've been playing this game myself here on Twitch actually the last 2 days, and I might actually continue my playthrough right after this stream right here.
Right.
We'll see. I don't know what time it is.
Mainly we're doing this because we want to have a game chat thing, because me and Senkai have been talking about doing a podcast for the longest time, and we figured if we can entertain you guys with some gameplay while we chat about topics that we find are important during the gaming scene right now, or just personally in our gaming collection and lives. We'll bring it up here and we'll just talk about it, and I hope you guys enjoy what we talk about. It's gonna be a bit random, but hopefully it's still gonna be quality content.
Yep.
Alright, so I want to mention that the hardest boss in this game, which you should start with first, because it's the hardest, but it's the best one to choose before you keep going. I did my research on this game, is Mega Man.
Oh, right. The one...
You choose Mega Man, you get his special weapon, which is the Charge Buster, and I already beat his stage, so I have his Charge Buster ready.
Right.
Oh man, some quality content right here. Oh god, so fast.
Right, so this stage is brand new to me. I never seen it before. So cool.
That's right.
Good thing you picked it. I won't spoil myself with the music because we have no sound. But that's fine. That's cool. That's just good for me. So I don't know. We don't have any viewers just yet. So I mean, we can talk about the game just a bit more before people.
That sounds good.
Join, I guess.
Alright, so for the ones who are watching this on YouTube and watching the replay, I almost said. I want to mention that Senkai changed the options here, so I'm using the rapid shot, which I'm fine with. I don't mind. I think it's actually, in these games, in all the classic Mega Man games, your best weapon is just the regular shot. Screw the charge shot. It's not worth it. Just shoot normally. Because in the X series, it's very common to like blast through a lot of enemies at the same time. But these games are set up in a way where you see like their screens with like new challenges on each screen. So they never challenge you in a way where there's gonna be a lot of enemies coming at you at once. Well, maybe here, but
yeah.
So you're just gonna need one shot, and all of these enemies just die on one shot. So it's very easy to just use one shot actually, or just rapid shot in this case.
No reason to really like wait for a charge shot when you can just shoot immediately. It's a lot more precise too.
Yeah. Ooh, Jesus Christ.
Cool.
Some religious references here. We're doing Xenogears. Jesus Christ. No, just kidding.
Please don't.
Look, I haven't beaten the game yet, so I don't know if Jesus is gonna show up. Maybe he will show up. We'll see how far that rabbit hole goes. Oh, screw it. Why did I do that? Why did I climb up when I could have just shot him from the ladder?
I don't know, dude.
Okay,
you could have done that with a charge shot. But yeah, so in Rockman 11 you unlock this ability to auto charge, where the character starts charging by himself. So that's why I changed the shots to become these rapid shots. So with the auto charge I can still use my charge shots and have the auto fire still being a thing.
Yeah,
it's pretty convenient. But the settings were still on when Mario started a new save file, so he have no charge and rapid fire.
Oh my god, I want that thing, even though I already have full charge or whatever. Yes.
Right. So shoutouts to my Rockman T-shirt I got from our friend Alex.
Mm-hmm. You've gotten so many cool presents. This year you've got especially cool presents.
Yeah, I have a pickups video for my presents coming up later this month. You can already see some of the stuff back here. Not the Mountain Dew, but Yakuza 6 is one of the cooler things.
Oh man, that gift was the coolest, man. I wonder who got that for you, right?
Yeah, I wonder.
So the thing, okay, so well, I got Senkai, the Yakuza games, because we're both super interested in it, and we're great Sega fans.
Yeah.
Because we have some really memorable favorites in their lineups, and we always wanted to play the Yakuza games. I want to bring up the Project Cross Zone thing here.
Yeah, we can talk about that. That's a good topic. But first, I just want to say that I'm still a Yakuza noob. I really haven't played many of the games. I played one and finished that game.
Mm-hmm.
I've said this so many times on the channel and on the Twitch.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah, let's shoot this.
but yeah, it's good because I don't really like buying a lot of games I don't have time to play at the moment. So the Yakuza games, because I know I'm gonna love them, and I really want to own those games. They are perfect gifts. So they have been games I've been asking for my birthday for a couple of years, and now I have the entire series almost. I do not have Ishin for PS4.
Yeah.
That's all in Japanese.
You have Ken-san, right?
I do have Kensan.
Which is like the PS. Whoa, Jesus, your D-pad flew off.
All right.
Okay,
Well, that's cool.
Hey, just take it. I'll just do the. Because Senkai has the Super Pro controller, and this D-pad just flew off while I was fighting this guy.
It's magnetic. You can just drag it.
All right, fine. It's very comfortable when you.
Super easy to add back. So cool.
Xbox, I'm not very comfortable with your controllers breaking while I fight bosses.
We were just talking about how amazing the warranty is
geez.
through Microsoft, so that would probably be a legit complaint. You could probably get me a brand new Elite controller just by saying that.
Oh, well, you know what? Since they have great service over at Xbox, I'm not gonna use their system, because what happened was Senkai's Xbox broke down the CD reader, and he sent it for repairs, and it was so smooth for him.
Yeah.
You can tell them the story.
Yeah, it was pretty incredible. I went to the site. I didn't have to talk to anybody. I didn't have to open up a chat or make a phone call. I guess you could do both things if you wanted to. I actually did open up a chat to talk about something else. But on the website, I first just added my console to my list of Xbox devices. I already had my Kinect, my Xbox One, like the original one and Slim, on there, but I never registered my Xbox One X. So I did so by entering my serial number. It automatically knew how far into the warranty the console was, which is kind of cool. I guess they know that by the date I first went online or something. I'm not too sure about the details there. However, it still said that it was on warranty, so just by pressing going further into the webpage, eventually I would get a free shipping to send it to Microsoft.
Even free shipping?
Yeah, free shipping and everything. So just printed out that what's it called, invoice something, I don't know. The shipping label.
Yeah.
And put it on a box. Actually, a box at work that we had sent from Microsoft, so it was a perfect Xbox-sized box.
Yeah,
so I was very very happy for that, and sent it to Microsoft. So it's probably getting repaired right now.
So you know what?
So right now
to Microsoft,
we are actually playing on a console I borrowed from my friend Tony, his original Xbox One. So shoutouts to him. Thank you very much.
It's gonna be a lot of shoutouts. We didn't say who you got the shirt from. I actually interrupted you.
I said Alex.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
Alex, man. He's a robot master who lives here in the outskirts of Gothenburg.
huge Rockman fan as well.
Yep. So it's just natural to mention him here in this very specific Mega Man stream.
For sure. Now, so. Do you want to start with the topic?
Yeah, because I was gonna say.
Or do you want to talk about Project Cross Zone first?
Okay, you know what?
That's not a long discussion, so we might as well just go ahead.
Okay, fine. All right, you decide that, and we'll go for it. Okay, yeah. So Project Cross Zone was a game that came out on 3DS, and me and Senkai have basically come up with a theory about. That game, or specifically the games that it features, because it's a crossover game between Namco, Capcom, and Sega.
It's a pretty cool strategy game where the battles are actually a Valkyrie profile-esque like combo-oriented battle system.
Very addictive.
For tactical RPG, that's pretty unusual because in tactical RPGs,
I jumped. But...
you usually just have your units attack each other.
Yeah.
But here you actually get to play during combat, so it's kind of cool.
So yeah, what we the theory we came up with was that basically whoever developed that game or those titles really looked into what the best IPs or best games in all of those companies' lineups are.
Yeah, it's not just popular games, but also like some of the best from Capcom, Sega, and
like
Namco.
Gold nuggets and everything.
Yeah.
So it's like the best fan service package you can get if you actually love those series.
Yeah, it's really cool if you played a lot of games in general and just really like have a grasp of which games are the best from those companies. You're probably gonna find most of them in there. It's really awesome.
It's a very interesting title. There's 2 of them too. So
yeah.
And the sequel got even more rare games that are
they added Phoenix Wright and stuff.
Yeah,
so
and Summon Knight and everything.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, that's really cool.
So basically, the idea is that if you ever want to look for good games and you don't know what to get next, you look at the lineup of games in there or the characters that show up.
Yeah,
and you buy the next game from that from those choices.
Yeah, it really works. You have some of the best games there. I mean, just look up the cover art for Project Cross Zone. That's Project X Zone.
Yeah.
If you were gonna type it.
You get Devil May Cry. You get Tales of Vesperia.
Yeah, like when you have for the games where they have multiple titles.
Oh yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah, they take the best games too. So
it's
so in Project Cross Zone you have Tales, and obviously that's Tales of Vesperia.
God, what I do.
For Fire Emblem they picked Fire Emblem Awakening, which is a very popular choice.
Yeah.
And
I'm good at this.
and I just think it's pretty amazing. .hack GU.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm not sure which version of Dante it is. I think it's from Devil May Cry 1.
Oh, yeah.
However, you have Virgil from 3.
That's
and the Rockman X, or rather X and 0 combination you have in both games are the versions from X4. Also, which is pretty cool.
So here's how we found out that this was a surefire way of getting quality titles. It was that the games we had played, we knew exactly that these were the best choices for those series.
Yeah.
So we had Valkyria Chronicles 3, which was not released here.
Yeah.
Their characters were featured there as playable characters. You had, like Senkai just said, you had X and 0 over the classic series. And, generally
exactly,
I feel like...
right?
Because, the classic series has never been featured in one of those crossover games.
You had them in, Marvel vs. Capcom 1. And also you have classic role in Tatsunoko.
But I figured in these strategy games made by Namco, I think Namco is the main producer of these titles, right? Who was it?
It's Monolith Soft who makes the games.
Yeah, exactly. Sure.
But yeah.
But in any case, so you have those, and also the music selection for the games that they choose were the best games. So it's like X4 had the most representation in. I think it's both 1 and 2. Project Cross 1 and 2.
The music?
Yeah.
I didn't like the music in the first game.
No, the quality was worse.
The sound selection, or rather the choice of tracks,
were all great.
Yeah. But yeah, there was just something about the sound. I think they wanted all the songs to match, so they used the same font for the whole soundtrack.
Which hurt it in the end.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all.
The second soundtrack is so good because they get so close to what the original the soundtrack is supposed to sound like from the games.
It's pretty impressive. In Project Cross Zone 2, they kind of remix all the songs. All the songs are remixes, but they are very, very faithful to the originals.
This sounds so sharp and good. It's a very good alternative to listen to if you like the original songs.
I would actually go as far and call them recreations, rather than remixes.
They are. There are some that are straight up just not recreations, but just remade. Oh, just it's the same song basically.
Yeah. What did you do there? Did you choose weapons with the?
With the.
Oh wow, that's cool. Okay,
I didn't know that, but sure. I just.
I was gonna say the. I think it's called the volcanic something from Street Fighter 4, which is the main theme, or the one they used for all the trails and stuff.
Yeah.
That one sounds like all instrumental with like the guitars and everything, even though it's like on this 3DS kind of sound.
Yeah.
They made it very, very, very well. Now,
but yeah, you gotta mention.
Yeah.
So why I mentioned the Project Crosszone thing was that Yakuza is prominently featured there.
Yeah,
Shenmue
right.
2 and Sakura Wars. I think because
Yakuza, Shenmue, Sakura.
But it
Wow.
was thanks to the fact that you played Project Crosszone back then that I started playing Sakura Wars, because you showed me the soundtrack for those.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So that was the thing that happened.
That's quite impressive.
So, you know, I have total belief in the system of Project Crosszone, so if you guys are interested in good games, definitely just check out the cover at least.
Yeah,
'cause it's gonna help you.
I wouldn't say the game itself is all that good. I like it, but yeah, just to find other excellent games, I would say masterpieces even. A lot of them are featured in Project Crosszone too.
I wanted to make it a mission for me to just play all those games that are on the cover of those two games, because like there's nothing to lose. You're getting so much good games by just choosing those.
There are some, like you have Dead Rising on there, and I mean,
yeah, well, I mean
maybe
they're
not
interested in
all
their
of
own
them
right.
are masterpieces, but
I'm not gonna say that Dead Rising has held up pretty well, but I mean when it came out, it was pretty.
I would at least call all the games featured in Project Crosszone 2 essentials. Like, yeah.
That's a better way of putting it, actually. So if you're a serious gamer like ourselves, you better stick to those titles. But yeah, I thought the wind was gonna blow me forward. That's not fair. Wait, so what was it? Oh yeah, so I think it's an excellent opportunity for us to talk about this, because it's been a topic that we talk about on our spare time, and we're actually playing Mega Man, which is one of the things I'm going to talk about, and we're just playing it on a console that, a console that I don't own, but it's interesting because I want to talk about consoles and the Multiplat thing and where you should play what game, because the Switch has been shaking things up a lot with, especially my collection, where like I don't know what system I'm supposed to buy the games for, because the Switch gets so many various games.
I had a tough time with the at like 3DS Vita era.
Yeah.
With some PS3 games coming out on the Vita, and then also PS4 games coming out on the Vita, and you wanted to have them all in one place. And if you started buying PS3 games on the Vita because they were basically the same thing, then you had a lot of PS4 games coming out, and they were not exactly the same thing. I would say a lot of them were downgrades on the Vita. You had started to have like kind of a mess of a collection, and that's where I want to start this topic, I guess, because the same kind of thing is happening with the Switch now.
Yeah.
Disclaimer: play anything on anything you like. At the end of the day, like the experience is what you're gonna remember, not the console of choice. However, for collecting and preference, I guess. Back in the like PS3 and Xbox 360 era, I had all my games on the Xbox 360, simply because like the majority of them had better performance. The graphics could be like a bit different, sometimes better on PS3, but 360 almost every single time had better frame rates and loading times and like image quality, I would say, because it kind of upscaled them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not too sure about that last
Generally,
thing, but performance, yes. So I have very fond memories of playing on Xbox Live and just my Xbox gaming as a whole. And I wanted to continue that with Xbox One. I didn't do that at first because the console was... I mentioned this on my stream yesterday, but so much of the console's like power was dedicated for the Kinect that while it could have been as good as the PS4 in terms of gaming, a lot of power was put aside.
That was a big
for the Kinect.
Microsoft's part.
Yeah, because while playing the game, say you were playing Metal Gear Solid 5, and while playing that game, you had the ability to turn off the console by talking to the Kinect, so the Kinect had to always be on, and for that the game had to run at the lower resolution and stuff.
Oh God, what the... Jesus! Oh crap!
Another thing I mentioned in the stream yesterday, the bosses are using the speed gear.
Yeah,
That's really cool. I mean, super cool. So at first I felt like cheating when using the new mechanics,
but they're cheating
but
too,
they
so-
are doing it as well, so it's pretty fair. Now, with the Xbox One S, you had the same games as on the base PS4, but loading faster and with some like a bit of a performance boost.
Yeah.
But after the Slim, you had the PS4 Pro, and that's where like the obvious choice was to buy all the games on PS4. And because I had done that previously with the original PS4 being better than the original Xbox One, I have a lot of games on PS4. But instead of being like thinking that everything has to be on the same system and all, I just realized a couple of weeks ago that I should buy everything for my Xbox, because I do have the best Xbox now, and all my memories are playing on Xbox. I really just like the controller and everything, so I have been buying all my games recently on Xbox, and I love it. I enjoy playing on the Xbox so much.
I can understand.
And just nobody can say anything about that, really. It's my preference at the end of the day.
You know, I think it's pretty cool that it's also sort of exclusive, where there's not many people playing on the Xbox.
Yeah, that too, I guess. But it's a very personal thing.
Yeah, sure. Which is the case with everything.
Yeah. So that's it for me, and yeah, your turn. So there was something about the Switch. Go on.
Yeah. Okay. So I was busy for the last generation of handheld consoles, so I did not have the same problem with the Vita as you did.
Right.
I did play some Vita, but essentially I was busy doing things.
You were not playing on PS4 while you were playing on the Vita.
No. Because I did not own a PS4 until way later.
Right.
I got the Pro, so about when the Pro came out, I think. Yeah, I think you remember better when the Pro came out and if I got it at the same
way
window.
later. I would say like a year or two after the Pro.
Cool.
It's been out for so long.
So, and there's also a thing I'm going to talk about later where I didn't even look into the PS4's library until way later, like last week also, and understood why it's so cool to have a PS4 now. But essentially, I had this conflicting crisis where the Switch got all the games that the PS4 did, and it got all the games that the Vita had, and I sort of felt like it devaluated my collection of my Vita and everything, which is I thought it was a shame. I wasn't very fond of it, at least. I don't know why. Why would you take it so personal when you already have the game, right? Which is something you get over when you start playing the games and you don't think about what consoles you're using, or and you know.
Exactly, like
really
the memory of playing the game is always more about the story, the characters, the music, and everything. So it's really whatever. However,
in this case, it's just
before you start the game, that's when you care, and that's when it comes to like before you buy the game, or if you have already bought the game and you want to upgrade.
That's a problem. If you haven't played the game yet and you bought it because you know you're going to play it in the future, but all of a sudden you get this new version with like maybe a new level and it's on the Switch instead of the PS4, and you're like, the Switch has this advantage too, where it's like, you know, it gets all the old games with some new content, and I love cartridges too, which is a very stupid reason.
We love the Switch for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, I love the Switch like crazy.
But I think what we're gonna get into right now in this discussion is, do not let those things, those preferences, like affect your choice of where you buy the game too much. You shouldn't buy games on autopilot for the Switch just because it's portable. If you're not gonna play the game portably, is that even an advantage? That's the thing.
Yeah, you should have a structural like way of systemizing what games you should have on what system. I feel, because basically the only reason why am I doing this? The only reason why you should play a game on Switch, for example, is if, in my opinion, then of course you can play whatever you want on the Switch, is if it's an exclusive to the Switch, of course, and if it's not very demanding and it's quick to play. So I would not, let's say Metal Gear Solid 5 came out on, or just any Metal Gear Solid came out on the Switch. I don't think I would buy it there because it's not really the type of game that I would want to play portably.
Right.
And if I played it docked, I don't think the game would, like, you know, it wouldn't hold up to the other console experiences.
Yeah, you would probably pay the same money for something slightly, like, I wouldn't say worse, really, but I mean, for the same money, you could have got a better image.
Right. exactly.
on any other system. So
and even sound in my case, because my Switch doesn't output to my
okay, well,
my sound set. But yeah, so that's my own problem though. But what I'm getting to is like there's a certain like threshold you have to pass in order to be on the PS4, or you have to be under it to be on the Switch. Because it's the same thing. Like a lot of 2D games. I'm talking maybe the Mega Man collection, which came out recently, the Mega Man X collection. I think that's a perfect thing for the Switch.
Yeah, I've been playing that lately, so let's talk about that.
Yeah.
And why that's a perfect fit for the Switch. Now, as for Collection 1, I think that's even more obvious, where you have 3 16-bit games and 1 32-bit game. All games that the Switch can handle perfectly, both docked and on the go. Like, you don't have any decrease in quality whatsoever.
I don't think the pixels are affected on TV either. Like
so I mean, it's the same game basically, but on cartridge and portable. Yeah. So it's a win-win. You would do yourself a disservice buying that on another console if you have a Switch, I think, because like I said earlier, for the same money, you would get something worse. I was said like for the Switch, but the other way around. This time it would be the opposite, where you for the same money would lose not getting it portable, buying it on Xbox or PS4. That's so there, Switch the winner. But yeah. Oh
wow! I did it anyway. I'm cool.
I always thought that was a one shot.
I'll kill him now.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Maybe, you never got hit by it, maybe.
No.
I got hit by it several times. So I know, I'm very certain. Oh man.
Well, the, what's it called, Rockman X Anniversary Collection. The number 2 though, I don't know how X8 looks on Xbox. Probably slightly better than on Switch.
So, but here's the case with that though, it's still a PS2 game, right? And it's not very, like, they haven't polished up the textures or anything, so...
Exactly.
Even, like, it might even look better if it's scaled down a bit. Oh man, they have cute ass.
Yeah, that is true, and also something I decided on myself when I really wanted the Switch version was that this is the first time you can play those games portable.
Yeah.
Like,
that's a very important thing.
I have been able to play Rockman X 1, 2, 3 on my 3DS and 4, 5, 6 on my Vita. But 7 and 8, this is the first time, so I felt that having those on a cartridge for a handheld was pretty cool.
It is.
They were actually some of the more interesting games on the cartridge to me.
It's also
personally,
too, because it only released in Japan.
Yeah, that too. I mean, there's so many reasons for me to have that on the Switch. I think it's really cool. But I totally see what you're saying about, like, maybe a game like Valkyria Chronicles.
Yeah.
4.
That was one of the things that sparked the most the controversy for me, or the talk, because I pre-ordered it for PS4 a long time ago, and when it came out here, everybody had problems choosing which version they wanted to get.
Yeah, back then it was exclusive to PS4, right?
Yeah, but it was gonna come for the Switch way later.
But I mean,
in this case.
when pre-ordering the game back then, you didn't have a choice, right?
No, I did have a choice, but
you might have gotten it on Switch if you had a choice, right? So I think that's pretty interesting. Back then, in that
case, I would have gotten it on PS4. If both came out, I would have chose the PS4 still, because that's a game that I hold in high regard. So I want to get the best quality out of it as possible. Yeah. And I don't feel like
I just know that back then you really loved your cartridges and handhelds and stuff. So
yeah.
So it's funny to see how time changed, but back then you got it for PS4 basically because you had to.
Yeah, well, in this case it was that.
And I'm glad you did.
I think well that shows also like how far you've gotten. Like you said, time changes you. I feel like I value if the game can like press out as much as possible over the fact that it's like super convenient in some way. Because like I notice a lot that even though I own the Switch, I don't play it as much portable. Except in my house, you know, I sit on my bed instead of in front of the TV. Okay, I'm not thinking while I'm playing right now, but you know, it's like it doesn't have to be portable anymore for me, which I think was a big game changer.
Yeah, when you realize that it's actually a competent console for the TV as well, for its own set of games.
Yeah.
Xenoblade 2 I play now on handheld at work.
And your thoughts?
For like an hour every day. I love the game so much, but the thing is, like, you know, it's an RPG.
Yeah.
You have some beautiful storytelling, excellent music, and like just the level of immersion.
Yeah.
It's high, especially because the customization and all the gameplay systems in Xenoblade 2 are very, very immersive as well.
Right.
So you know, every time I feel that handle, I feel like I'm doing the game a disservice.
Yeah,
where I should really like pay more attention and actually play it on the TV.
Yeah.
But I play it on handle just because I can, you know, and not really because it's the thing
a bit
to do.
Forced.
Yeah,
in some
right,
cases.
right.
But in other cases, I also feel like handhelds can do a lot of things. Where like when I'm commuting to work and I'm sitting on the bus, I feel like it's awesome just to grind out a few.
That's fantastic. Playing with the like headphones on the bus, it's great.
Yeah, it's comfortable. But so like if you can combine it in some way, like that's what I'm saying. Like you can personalize your way of systemizing your games, and like if you think a game needs to have a bit of handle in it to just grind, or you know maybe you have to. It's a visual novel. You want to like read.
Yeah. See, so I got Shining Resonance on Xbox.
Yeah.
And I started playing the game, and it's a PS3 game, so I'm sure it looks just as good on on Switch. But you know, like I said, I really wanted to get everything on Xbox, and I'm gonna try and do my best to stick around to that. I'm sure it will pay off in the end. But you know, that's a game you could play on the Switch, and I don't really see there's any like. It's twice the frame rate on Xbox, but I'm not sure if that's like added afterwards, or if it's intended. Like maybe was it like that on PS3? I don't know. I will never know. So why would I care?
Exactly.
That's the thing. I mean, it's perfectly fine on the Switch. So
I don't really mind even like if it's 60 FPS or 30 in some cases, especially with those anime games or like just models that are. Like, if it's not going to be too realistic, I don't mind too much. Or if, like if Valkyria Chronicles runs in 30 on any system, and that doesn't bother me at all.
No, it's cool. It's just that for me, thinking about, like, collecting video games, and where I want to buy, like, which copy I want to have.
The best, right?
Yeah, right. So, like I said, paying the same price for the same game, why would I get the worst one?
That's where the Switch has a perk always. Like, unless the future lies in hybrid handheld / console gaming. Like it's a pro like that you can have a portable game of like it's even because there's always going to be a better version of the game like in the future because there's going to be remasters.
Yeah, and there's always PCs. So.
Yeah, exactly, and if they only got a lot of physical releases, I bet people would be on that more, but. Well, I'm dying a lot here because I'm.
Yeah, that's also before anybody asks like why don't I play on PC if performance is something I really like. It's because I think it's beautiful. Like the hunt for the physical version of a game, that's the best. That's something I always enjoyed. I like that, and at the moment that's always on Xbox. So it's a no-brainer, really.
So when the thrill is gone, you mean you can always get it on the Xbox?
No, it's still a thrill getting it on the Xbox because I pick up the game and I know like this is the best
console version,
and I just like owning the best.
Yeah, and I guess it's just like something that we hold on to because we've always been console gamers and handheld gamers especially. That's also a big trip for us because we love handhelds. Like it's like one of our go-to kind of ways of playing games.
I love my handhelds mostly because on console you can play games anywhere really. This game you can play on Nintendo, on Xbox.
Yeah.
But handhelds, like the true handhelds, they have
their own kind of games.
Mostly exclusive games.
Yeah.
The DS had like, I would say at least my collection is like 90% exclusive games for the DS. And yeah, it's just pretty awesome like that. So
that's where another split comes.
Yeah, that's
with
where
modern gaming, because like now we don't know where the line between portable games are and just regular games, or console games or PC games. Because of course, like there's the graphical difference, but it feels like the quality of the type of games you're playing are the same now. Because if you can play this handheld Mega Man, well, I mean it's not too demanding, but like there's no difference between this on the console where I'm playing it on the Xbox now or if I'm playing it on the Switch, which is also very distracting because like because that's where the comparison between like which version should I get, the portable Switch version which runs a bit less well, or should I get it on the like the system where it runs good but it's not portable. You know, it's like it's so confusing, and I think that started with the Vita generation actually.
Yeah, the Vita PS3 kind of thing.
Whoa. I wasn't ready for that.
So I was gonna say, oh jeez, I lost it. Yeah, right. So this is something I was thinking about mainly like 2013, 2014. It's been a long time, but I'm thinking back to games like Bravely Default.
Yep.
And Valkyria Chronicles 3.
Yep.
Games I like exclusively played at home.
Yeah.
With headphones.
Yep.
I treated those games as console games because I thought they were too good not to, right?
Yeah, the quality reaches a standard that just justifies it.
So now when you're talking about quality in games, being handheld or not handled, that has always been a thing for me, though. Like even if they were handheld games, sometimes just the game itself was good enough to warrant a console experience. I was so sad that the 3DS never got a
another boost.
No, a like player for Wii U or something, with the 2 screens and everything.
Yeah. The DS got it, right?
No, I just mean like a way to play your 3DS games on the Wii U, because it would totally work like with the stylus and the widescreen on the TV, and you know, it would have been perfect.
Yeah. A predecessor to the Switch, basically.
Yeah, exactly. No, I hoped for that, but we never got that. Now you can actually play 3DS games on PC. And you know what? I might actually try and do that for the games I have not played yet. There are some quality titles on 3DS I haven't played.
Mention a few of them. I mean, I know, I'm not doubting you. I'm just saying.
No, I'm thinking about Seventh Dragon 3. I haven't played 1 and 2, but I mean, that game looks really good.
Persona Q2.
Persona Q2, yeah, that's right. I played so many games on 3DS, but I know there are a couple of ones I haven't started. Shin Megami Tensei 4 Final.
Yeah, sure.
Radiant Historia, I mean, that I probably want to play that on the go. That's gonna be a train game for me.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's also one of those games that are suited to play on the go because you reverse time a lot. And
okay, cool.
Like, it works. It's very
lots
good.
of reading.
Yeah. Yeah, so, but yeah, what I wanted to get to with the whole systemizing your games is that, like, for the sake of your sanity, because I think it's going to get worse as time goes on, just, like, get a system on, like, how you want to divide your games, if you have many consoles, or if you just have one console, I mean, that's more power to you, I guess, if you want to.
Yeah, there's a really important part of this discussion that we haven't mentioned yet.
Jeez.
But it's the buyer's remorse of a version of a game, really.
Yeah,
we've been talking about which version you should get from the get-go, but there's also the factor of, like, if you already have a game, and that's not just versions like Multiplats, but also like remasters and stuff.
Yeah.
That's another discussion of its own.
It's a very simple way to actually boil it down.
But what do you do with a game you bought but never played that gets released again?
Like in my case?
No, I'm just thinking for myself, but you can answer the question really. So say you have a perfectly fine game for the PS3, Last of Us.
Yep.
Last of Us is a masterpiece for the PlayStation 3.
Right.
And especially for the PlayStation 3, more so than the PS4, in my opinion.
Right, of course,
now the game is both 60 FPS and 4K on the PS4 Pro with HDR, new textures.
Yep.
It's like it's a proper remake, I would say.
Yeah.
Not just a remaster. So
where would I go with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. It depends on how the.
So that's knowing that you already have the PS3 version.
If you asked me this like a few weeks ago, and I don't think it's a subject of change anymore.
Right.
I would have said that I wanted to replace it, but it happens too often nowadays
Right.
And it's just like movies. Like, are you gonna buy Star Wars over and over and over and over and again just because you like there's like one new feature on it that you haven't seen in your old version?
I'm like that for my favorite games. I thought like that was my excuse.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a favorite game of mine, so of course I want the other version. But you know, really? Like
yeah, because you're just shooting yourself in the foot. And also, if you make it a habit of just replacing your games all the time, first of all, you're not gonna have time to maybe think of the new games that are coming out.
Yeah, I'm losing the thrill of getting a new game because
Yeah, 'cause
I
you
get
don't
new
know.
games all the time.
Yeah, and it's not fun because like you also want to be there when the games are new.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna start doubting, like, oh wait, maybe if I wait a year, there's gonna be like, you know, there's a problem with the Game of the Year editions, and then there's like a problem like maybe
No.
it's coming on Switch, and I want this on Switch instead, or like
yeah,
well,
that's another thing. Like the Game of the Year editions, they're
those are fine. Like if you want to have like, because you buy new content if you buy Game of the Year
yeah.
editions. so that's
I
different
love
thing.
those. I think they're great, but combining all three. So what you said earlier, like. You said something about you're gonna want to make this easy for yourself.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you're gonna worry about upcoming remasters,
Yeah.
upcoming Game of the Year editions, upcoming Switch ports,
Yeah, then you're not
Then-
making
then
it
you're
easy.
not gonna-
There's too many variables.
yeah, then you're not gonna play anything really,
Yeah.
right?
Because then you're not playing. Like then you're not playing games. Maybe you're doing something else. Like maybe your focus with games is getting the best fucking archive of quality games. But you never know because like 10 years after you die, there might be like this ultimate collection with all the Sega games in the world put in one cartridge, like one mega cartridge in the future.
Right.
So you won't know, and it's like Chrono Trigger, for example, that came out on the Super Nintendo and the PS1 and the DS, and the DS one is considered the best so far. But who knows, like
Yeah.
what versions will come out in the future? Maybe there'll be a remake with like slightly better graphics, and you know, because you won't know. So just play what you have,
Yeah.
and don't replace things. Because I have two examples of this that go both ways. So I have Utawara no Mono. That was it called.
Yeah.
On the Vita now, and I got it on the Vita because I figured, okay, so this meets up the specs for the Vita, and I think like it's gonna be. I'd rather play this on the Vita.
Yeah,
than
that's a
PS4.
perfect choice
Yeah.
for the Vita. I would just want to quickly mention that it's so funny that you mentioned that game because I did buy Utawara Rumono for PS4
Yeah.
and I sold it
Yeah.
for that very same reason.
Yeah. So
Right,
that's one
so-
thing. And you know, I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit scared that it was gonna come out on the Switch, which it's gonna come out on the Switch. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not
for
even gonna deny it. So, and all the games are gonna come out on Switch, and they're probably gonna come on like a special super cartridge, like I said too, with all the games in one cartridge, whatever. And I don't want to bother with it anymore because like I have the games. I just want to like see the characters and I want to know what the music is about and you know, those kind of things. So that's one of the cases where I don't feel like I want to upgrade. I even have like a limited edition box with all the games in one box, which I think is nice.
It's a pretty box. I
Also,
like it
you know, be proud that you own it on a system like the Vita because
for sure.
you know it's like you still like your system, right? You should like your systems. Like any system you have are worth their money and while.
Yeah, like when I think about my Dreamcast,
Yeah.
I have it's like I have my entire Dreamcast collection on multiple different systems as well.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of crazy. Like on the GameCube, PS2, now the Xbox One.
Yeah.
I'm rebuying my Dreamcast games, and I'm gonna do that because
It's also a matter of time. Like
Yeah.
if it goes like 10 years or like 15 or whatever, maybe you want to upgrade because
Yeah.
maybe you want to replay them and maybe you want to play them in a different way too.
yeah, like I got Shenmue for Xbox One, and I had good reason to do that. I talked about that on my Instagram. You can check that. I think we have the name down in the corner of the stream.
It's excellent gamers too, though. So
Yeah, but yeah, Shenmue like had new, the original voice track from the Japanese release and everything, so that was a no-brainer. But we are getting Grandia on Switch,
yeah,
and same thing there. You have the original voice track, and that's enough for me to buy the game again.
I don't actually own Grandia, so it's
Yeah, that's perfect for you. But the thing I was gonna talk about after that is that like while I'm proud of my Dreamcast collection and I love my Dreamcast games and I'm happy to buy them again, I'm looking at my PS2 collection.
Yeah, those are.
And you know what?
Yeah. What?
It's like I have so many games for the PS2
Right.
that I like the Dreamcast. I fully completed my Dreamcast collection.
Yeah.
But the PS2, there's a lot of games I bought that I want to play.
Yeah.
And they are getting re-released.
Right. That's the PS2 is like the biggest subject of that.
Yeah, I'm playing Rockman X8 on my Switch now.
Yeah.
And that's a game I own.
Yeah.
I have that for the PS2. I just never finished it.
Yeah.
And like,
how does that feel then?
yeah, there's that, and then you have Okami,
Yeah.
which I'm definitely getting for Xbox One.
Right.
And Zodiac Age, Final Fantasy 12.
Yeah.
That's a game I got, like, I specifically bought the North American release of that game for PS2 because I loved the cover. I thought it looked really nice. Beautiful, like, game case and everything. I'm proud to own that.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like I can get that on my Xbox One as well.
So that depends on how enticed you are also for that kind of change, because there's also the kind of games that you buy just to buy them, which is a case with like, well, I don't have many of those games anymore, but I did have a few games where it's like, okay, I want to buy these because these are games I want to play, but well, whatever, it's like it's not really important. I just know they're good and they're on a system that I own.
Yeah.
I think those are okay games to replace, but only if you're gonna play them for sure. Like, don't just go and buy them because you're hyped for the moment.
Or the Japanese voice track, like I mentioned.
Yeah.
There are reasons, of course. However, what I was gonna.
The system is good too, like Final Fantasy 12.
Yeah, that as well.
Well, I mean, if you like that new system, but
But something we have not mentioned yet.
yeah.
Next time we reach that part, by the way, I'm gonna say something.
Okay.
So remind me. But like, there's also this factor, which we've skipped entirely until now, which is the amount of hours the game is.
Yeah,
might be another factor.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 12, I'll probably play that for 60 hours.
Yeah.
At the very least.
That would be more worthwhile exchange.
And like 60 hours on my Xbox One or 60 hours on my PS2, it's like that's another factor entirely.
Yeah.
So yeah, just think about that.
There's all these small factors that factor in, but I feel like, okay, so here's my other example where, and there are new games for me that I didn't get on old systems, but I could get cheaper. So the Yakuza series in Japan is extremely cheap on the PS3, and why didn't just get them on the PS3 instead of the PS4? Well, I mean, because I collect them now too. It's just like Senkai. I'm more of a collector of Yakuza right now than I am a gamer, but I will play them, of course. I just felt like, in Yakuza's case, it's just to have all the games in one system. Right. So the Yakuza series, for example, misses the 6th entry on the PS3. So that's why I decided not to go.
Oh, that's true, right?
For the PS3 version. Otherwise, the PS3 versions would have been legit. But now,
yeah, you could have the entire series on PS3, but you missed like one of the most important parts.
Ishin. Oh wait.
No, I mean 6. It's like yeah, okay, whatever.
That's kidding.
It's just funny that you have like 18 games or something on PS3, and then the finale is on another system. Yeah.
And I'm not sure how these games are structured. Like, it's important to have that 6th entry to wrap things up. But I mean, I like having some kind of closure to those kind of long-running series because it's so rare that they get them right. I remember when I played Valkyria. I keep saying Valkyria. Sakura Wars 4 and the Ogami.
It's like you think Sega.
Yeah.
You think Valkyria Chronicles.
I should say Sonic the Hedgehog. I remember when Sonic the Hedgehog got that really awesome ending. But yeah, you guys get me. So I feel like that's also a factor. Like, you want to have the complete collection of games, and wow, man, you should just see them because the PS4 re-releases or just the releases of the Yakuza games have such awesome spines in Japan because they have tattoos on them. Like
really?
Yeah, like the Yakuza characters have on the back. The cases have it on the back too. So it's really cool.
That's pretty sweet.
So here's a problem with your idea of using the rapid thing. you can't charge your shots, so I'm just doing 1 damage.
I told you that was the only reason I never used it until I got the auto charge.
Ah, I see.
So
I didn't hear that.
So no, the thing is that all the like abilities you have in the game, switch weapon right, switch weapon left, are on one button each.
Yeah.
You have no modifiers. Everything is on. Everything is on.
Oh fuck!
Like,
Jesus.
yeah, you use those.
I forgot I had them.
On a button, and you do not have a button left to use the rapid fire. On emulators, I would usually use the Y button on Xbox.
Yep.
For auto, but we have rush coil there now, so.
Yeah.
So I had no button to replace, but when I got auto charge, I was like, oh, I can replace shot now. So, yeah.
Man, I understand streamers now when they say it's difficult to talk and play at the same time. Wait, oh god, where's the stubborn? Plus I'm using this Xbox controller I'm not used to. That's another deciding factor on what system you should have it on. You should like the controller.
Yeah, of course.
Alright, so, but I feel like a lot of people have difficulties with choosing like games on it. Even Alex, when he was gonna buy the collections for Mega Man, he didn't know what system he was gonna get it on. Like, if it was
the X collection?
Yeah, and like anything that has like releases on 2 consoles, come on, just kill him.
Good.
Yeah, so that said something, because he's the biggest Mega Man fan. You'd think he'd just buy it immediately, but he hasn't bought it yet because he doesn't know what system he should get it on.
You don't have this game?
This he has, but he got it digitally on the Switch first.
Okay,
so.
okay, I see. Huh.
I don't know how he justified that, actually. I think he just thought it fits the Switch, because it's Nintendo, and Nintendo is Mega Man's first console, I guess.
Right.
But yeah.
Just in case anybody watches this video and do not watch my pickups video, I do not want you to miss this. This is pretty cool. So here's my physical copy of Rockman 11 or Mega Man 11, and Alex bought this for me for my birthday, or rather in advance. And because the game wasn't out by the time my birthday was, he instead gave me this card right here, and that's what I want to show you.
I've never seen it in person. So cool.
Yeah, it says like, happy birthday, Kevin. I'm gonna get you Mega Man 11 on whichever console you want, / Alex. And on the bottom there, you have like the choices where I had to like do this cool cross.
It has like the Mega Man font here, doesn't it? Like it looks like the font for the game. See if you look at the names.
Yeah, maybe. Oh. Yeah, Alex is awesome.
Yeah,
so I put that inside my game case where we have no manual, by the way. And
that'll fit well there.
And that's a great memory for me. So I'm just so happy and proud of that. So I felt that if somebody misses my pickups video, I want you to see it regardless.
Yeah, that's a very cool thing for Axel to do, actually. It's like when Senkai showed me the gifts he had gotten that day, because me and Senkai have birthdays pretty close on, and both took pictures on what we got from our friends. Which, man, I think this birthday we got the best kind of gifts ever.
Yeah, you were actually not in Sweden.
For your birthday?
For my birthday, yeah.
I was at a wedding in Serbia. Oh man, the water changes color, or the chemicals. Yeah, anyway, yeah, but I did. So I got your gifts in advance, which was the case with Tony and me too. He gave me some Pokemon games.
Right.
But yeah, at least you got really cool gifts, and I saw the picture that you showed. But yeah, we took pictures, both of our gifts, and I think this year was probably one of the best years for gifts. We also got like a combined gift from one of our friends, Michelle.
Oh yeah, that was so.
Dude,
yeah, you should join me for the pickup studio maybe.
Yeah, if you guys.
I don't want that particular game to. Like you said, the Seiken collection for Switch. There's so much we have to say about that game. So
very much.
We haven't played and finished those. Still, we have so much to say. So
they're pretty elusive games, and we do have histories with them.
Yep.
Both of us got really invested in the remakes, both of the remakes, because we played I played the first remake on the Vita.
Yeah, I did as well.
Yeah. So, and you played the second remake as well. There was a lot of talk about it for a while. So.
I never played it.
Oh, you just.
But I watched it so much on YouTube. I would watch it like like every other day, just see clips of it and just compare the different versions. Oh, get fucked! No.
That was way too close. Oh no! I want that. Oh, sorry, I started yelling.
It's cool.
I want that Mega Man head. Oh god, another one. There's so many Mega Man heads. Oh man, I was about to say something very naughty. So many Mega Man heads. But yeah, definitely the second series has. Oh no! Come on,
dude. He's like 5.
Mega Man? No, he's 11. He's at 11, dude. It's almost legit. Okay, so wait, how do you know he's 5?
No, purely based on his design. Look at this dude.
Look at this dude. That's what you call a 5-year-old. Man, that dude sure has a lot of hunger.
Look at the top of his head.
Look at his head
and the lips.
Oh man, those quotes are genius.
Moving on.
Sorry, but yeah, I want to get back to the whole systemizing. I'm gonna tell you guys how I systemize my games.
Yeah, we've been talking for so long, but you never shared that.
Yeah, I have to. By this point, basically, Senkai said that portable games come in a certain quality. I feel like that's most obvious with 3DS. For the latest releases at least. Oh no!
Oh wow, nice.
Oh, come on, Rush! What the hell? He's trying to kill me. 3DS has very specific titles that only fit on the 3DS, and luckily it's only released on 3DS. I don't think there's many games that are upgraded from the 3DS to the Switch or anything right now. Maybe the Leyland series and the Ace Attorney series, maybe.
You said 3DS to Switch.
Yeah, for example, or just to PS4, or just any console. Like it got upgraded anyway.
I know one.
Which one?
Gunvolt.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So.
But that's it, really.
So it's like that's where like you can still have it on a portable console. Even like Gunvolt, I think it doesn't matter because it's such a high action game that I don't think the screen size matters too much, and it's pixels, and the pixels are great on the 3DS. So.
Yeah. I might actually be honest and say that it might look better on the 3DS. It runs way better on the Switch, though.
Yeah, it has better frame rates.
Yeah.
But yeah, so as far as those concerned, like the games that you know are portable, just play them on the most portable system, and that goes for like stuff like Shantae.
Oh right, the new one.
Yeah, I don't think the
or all of them, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. But yeah, those are portable. I think the Shantae, because it's too obvious that like the colors and this like the drawings and everything are drawn so simple that it doesn't have to be on a big screen to like look nice. It can look even better on a small screen. So
yeah,
any portable game that I feel like doesn't cross that threshold should be on the Switch or on the 3DS or just any portable. And as for visual novels, you should get it on the Lida system. So that's where the Vita comes in.
Okay, yeah.
Because there's no point in playing a visual novel on the TV.
Right, so even if they release it for the Switch, you would still get it on the Vita.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
Because
it makes sense.
It just makes sense.
It absolutely makes sense.
Like if the only case I'd get it on the Switch is if it's not on Vita. You know, it's like if even if there's slight more content, like you don't want to read more than you have to, right? Because like why do you put more content in a visual novel, right?
I don't know, if it's a really good chapter, I would enjoy it, but you know.
But yeah,
I get your point.
Most people, I don't know, at least me, like I want the good parts of the story. Like if you're just gonna add a part of the story that's not really relevant to the actual plot or whatever.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I feel like, you know, it's skippable, you know? Like, you don't have to read it. It's not mandatory. Oh, screw it.
I feel that a lot in Fire Emblem for 3DS.
Yeah.
There are a lot of side chapters, like for every single character. And they are so personal, and the characters do not really have a lot of personality.
Right.
So yeah, I feel you.
Right, good. So that's my point, at least with that. So get the Lida system, because like you're gonna hold and read that book or whatever. It's essentially a book. You're gonna hold it a lot, and you're gonna look at the same kind of pictures a lot. So there's no point in like using a more powerful system than it has to be.
Yeah. The Switch is kind of heavy also.
Yeah, it is.
Like it's not just that it's heavier than the PS Vita, but it's actually quite heavy in my opinion. So.
Even, you know, I'm not gonna say that I'm super strong or anything, but I mean I do have a bit of bulk, and I feel like even my wrists can take a bit of damage if I play on the Switch for too long, like on handheld. Like I have to put it down. But the Vita, for example, it's just so light. Like I don't ever have to put it down. I can hold it with one hand too, and it feels super good. Like if I have to translate something and I have to use my other hand to like search for words, it's super easy for me to just do that because the Vita is so light. And of course, like there's a trickier question. Like if you have a game that runs just as good on both systems, or just maybe slightly worse on the Vita versus the Switch, for example, I'd still say get it on the Vita. Like it depends. Like Utaware no Mono would be better on the Vita. Actually, I'm not trying to justify my purchase or anything, but I feel like it works so well on the Vita already. Like I don't have to upgrade it at all. I don't feel like it's important.
I heard that game is mostly visual novel.
Yeah, so that's
the majority of the time
maybe
spent
that's
is
the reason
reading.
why I feel like it's on
yeah,
it.
good.
So yeah, and then there's like the console experiences. I think I only want those on the actual PS4 because there's like if the Yakuza games came on the Switch, I don't think it would be a good fit because it would be too segmented when you play it. Like if you play it portably, which you don't want to play those kind of games, and they're short enough, right? They're like 16 hours max, 20 hours, right? Yeah. So like just put them on the console where they can get the most out of the visuals and like because you want to be amazed by those games, right?
Yeah, that's what I said about length earlier. Like
yeah,
that's absolutely a factor. Cool.
So yeah, I think that's the general way I wanted to like structure my collection or just the way I own games. I did one mistake which I can't really go back to now. I think like I want to get Vesperia on the PS4.
Okay.
But it's one of those things where, like you said about Radiant. No, wait, what's it called? The
Shining Resonance Refrain.
Yeah. Refrain's important. It's the same thing there. Where it's like it's a PS3 title and it ran super fine on the PS3. Not sure if I need to have it any better than that. So a Switch version would be fine, but
I went as far and said that the PlayStation 3 version of Vesperia was a perfect game back when I played it in like 2015.
Yeah.
And I still very much agree with what I said back then.
Yeah. Well,
if the game runs exactly the same on the Switch,
it should be
perfect.
What I noticed about this, I read some forum posts in Japan when they had like they had a demo stationed up in Tokyo Game Show, I think.
This is interesting.
So the loading times are much better on the Switch
than PS3.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
nice.
guess it depends on if you download it on your system or not, but
no, probably not.
Another thing I love about cartridge games, by the way, is like it doesn't have a CD reader, so it's always very quiet.
Yeah, it's nice.
I gotta mention that too, but it doesn't really matter in the big picture because you sort of phase it out in the end. But yeah, the Vesperia port has better loading times, and I think like generally I don't think those graphics need to be any more high res than they have to because they're very simple. By now, I remember when it came out, I was so impressed by the cell shading, but by this day and age, it doesn't have to be very powerful hardware to run those simple cell shaded graphics, right?
Comparing Vesperia.
Oh no way! What did I do? Yeah, comparing Vesperia.
When comparing Vesperia to other Tales games, I always say that Vesperia looks the best, and that has nothing to do with the resolution or frame rates, even though the battle system is very fluid.
Yeah.
It actually has to do with all the camera angles and some of the effects, actually, like the graphical, like the shadows, the lighting. It's a very beautiful game, and when actually like combining that with high resolution, I think that's gonna look amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to playing Vesperia on Xbox One, where I can play it in 4K and maybe HDR as well. That would be incredible.
Finally, Xbox are no beta testers anymore.
To play,
Just kidding. Oh, go for it.
yeah, but just play the game that looked better for other reasons. I mean, Exilia might have run at a higher resolution. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Vesperia looked good for other reasons, and now you have both.
Yeah.
On Xbox One, so.
That's yeah. But yeah.
So that's my.
Oh no! Come on! What am I doing?
That's my like. The way I think about that release for me. Still, if you have not played the game, you could play the original experience with better load times apparently on Switch.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? I said that I wanted to get it on PS4 if I could change, but I made that pre-order, and they're very strict with not canceling pre-orders.
You got it from Switch?
Editions. Yeah.
Yeah, good. I think it's a good choice.
I don't mind because I have so many good games on the PS4 right now. That's another thing I want to talk about today because I was looking into the PS4 library and man, jeez.
Yeah, there's a lot of games. So I'm not gonna say to wrap up this discussion,
yeah.
but like one of the final notes for me at least before I feel that I'm done is that at the end of the day, like even if you get a good system and know like where you want to buy your games, there's always gonna be enough exclusives to
justify your purchase.
No, but to ensure the time spent with the console. That's what I want to say.
Yeah.
So like. Some might say to me like, "Hey, now you're buying all the games for Xbox. Are you gonna play your PS4 anymore?"
Yeah.
Of course.
You
like
are.
they're yeah. So that's just what I want to mention that even though you're not gonna
I had a feeling that was coming.
buy a lot of games for the PS4 anymore, there's still gonna be plenty.
Yep.
Like definitely.
Definitely. Yeah. So I feel like the exclusives feel a bit more important now than they ever did for me because I was looking. You guys were talking about Detroit a lot for the PS4.
That's a good point.
And like, you know, how many games does it need to satisfy your justification of buying a console, right? Like, cause sometimes what's wrong with having 5 good games on a console, right?
For Tony, Bloodborne.
Yeah.
And I can't blame him. Like I mean,
that's a very good game.
Yeah.
To actually have.
I mean, he played more, but there was like a year or something where all he had was that game, and he was so like still happy with his purchase.
Yeah.
That game is exclusive to PS4. You cannot play it anywhere else, and the game is just so good that you know.
Definitely. Yeah. So like, because if you have a system with, let's say like 1 or 2 exclusives, and then you have like 3 multiplats or 4 multiplats, I mean, technically you can be entirely satisfied with that. It just depends on like how much cravings you have to get more and more. Because I think that's a problem too. Like people just have to like control themselves and like how much they want to have on one system. Because like sometimes, I remember when the Switch was new, a lot of people just wanted to justify their purchase of a Switch by buying like
people bought anything for the Switch,
which was very strange. Like I know that was the case with the Wii U too.
Yeah.
And one of the games that I talked to you about was like. Okay, so I know you had other reasons to buy this game, but you bought it, and I was a bit skeptical about it because I didn't think you'd play those kind of games. But now I know that you just buy anything because
I play a lot of games,
right?
But
it's
which game now?
Assassin's Creed 3.
Oh
and
right.
It came out on the Switch, and it was already out on the Wii and Wii U, even, and it was on all the other consoles, and you owned all the other consoles, and I guess it was just a few more new additions to it.
Right.
But that was one of the times where I was like why would you buy it on the Switch when it's so much cheaper on the other consoles? And I say Switch all the time. Wii U.
You know, I actually loved that game.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was because I played it on the Wii U. Could have been. I thought the game was great.
Yeah.
And the Wii U extras were actually pretty nice. Mm. It was the first time I played a console experience like in bed.
Yeah.
Like this.
That's interesting too.
And it worked absolutely fine. Like it ran smooth, it looked great, even in handheld.
Yeah.
And you know, the game overall, it's a good game. I liked it. I had only played 1 and 2 at that time.
Yeah.
So I felt like 3 was really interesting to me, and instead of playing Brotherhood and Revelations, which are 2 sequels to Assassin's Creed 2, which I would do on my 360, like carrying over my save and stuff. There was a bonus at the beginning of Brotherhood, but I don't know how much you carry over. Anyway, getting 3 on Wii U felt like a new start, where I could just forget about those 2 games and play something new on my Wii U. And you know, sometimes you do those kind of purchases where I might as well just play that on 360, but yeah, I ended up really liking the game because of it, so I'm happy I did.
No regrets. That's an interesting thing too. Like, you should get the games on a system that you like too. Or like you think you'll have the best experience with it on too. Yeah. So like, don't think about the details too much. Like, just get it on something that you like and you think you want to play it on. It's also like depending on the time of the year or whatever. Like how you feel like playing a game. Maybe like some day of the year you just feel like, oh, I want to play more games on the Switch. And get it on the Switch and don't think about the specs. It's also like a deciding factor. But yeah, I don't know. For me, it's just like it's been troubling because you've been processing these feelings since last generation with the Vita and everything. So kudos to you to actually be one step ahead of me with that.
Yeah,
but, for me, this started this generation, and I think I solved most of it now by just systemizing my.
Yeah, when the Switch came out, that's really when it hit you.
Yeah.
And the thing is, not just the Vita for me, but also the coming from buying games on Xbox 360 over PS3. That's where I can relate when I have the thoughts like, should I buy games on Xbox One, or in your case, like, should I buy games for PS Pro?
Yeah.
For you wonder, but for me it's like, yes, of course I should. I've done this before.
Yeah.
I have experience with that decision.
Yeah.
So
Mr. Wise Man.
So not just the Vita thing, but also from the 360. That helped me in this decision right here. It would help you too, but I know you played on PS3 back then, so.
Yeah, because that's a problem with me. I never owned 2 of the same generational consoles.
Yeah. So this is all new to you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only time
that makes sense.
That
makes sense why this discussion is such a huge topic for you right now.
Yeah. I mean, probably if I had, because I noticed that it went over pretty fast. Like.
Oh, this part is the best.
What, I just slowed down time or something? No, it isn't gonna help me.
You could slow down time, but I had the upgrade here, where when you slow down time, Rockman is still the same, the original time. So.
Oh.
I had no help.
There's an upgrade for that?
Yeah.
If I take a hit now, I'm gonna be invisible for a while, right? No?
Oh, that's cheating. Do it. Do it.
Oh fuck! They realized it was too hard. I made it without getting hit though, so it's fine. But yeah. Anyways, it was nice having this discussion.
Yeah.
And it cleared up my mind pretty fast with all of this, because for a while I was really confused. I was like, what am I supposed to buy shit for? But then I realized when I was checking out the PS4 library that there was a lot of really, really good games on it that I was satisfied if I could just buy those games and have those, because I don't have to own everything on one system.
Yeah.
Or
Do you have any cans, by the way?
No. I'm gonna... Fuck. Alright. I'm just gonna try it anyway to see how it works. How many lives do I have?
None, I believe.
Nice. Well, discussion over.
Yeah, let's maybe wrap it up here. I think it's a good
right. Next time I want to talk about Mega Man though with you, but it was great.
Yeah, we can do that
for a long time.
I think, to be honest,
yeah,
I thought it was a really good thing that today we actually found one topic and talked about that. We could have talked about multiple things. Is there anything you really want to talk about more, or are you fine? Because I think these kind of streams were really good, where we focus on one thing.
Yeah, I was really satisfied with just Project Cross on this.
Yeah, instead of just rushing to the next topic or feeling like getting sidetracked.
Wait.
Into
Can
the
you
next
say
topic.
That again?
Huh?
Say that again. Just do it. Say it again. What did you say?
I said instead of rushing. Yeah.
Go for it.
You got me. I just mean that even like if you have another subject planned, you might get sidetracked into that subject.
Yeah.
While talking about the topic at hand.
Sure. We want to be spontaneous too, so it's good that we actually focused on one thing for so long.
Yeah, for once.
You know, this is what our conversations are like all the time. We always have this guy again. He always logs on when we stream. This is how our conversations are in real life too. We always discuss things and we go in depth for like an hour, and then like we go on to the next thing, isn't it? I feel like this is what we do all the time.
From now, yes.
Okay, well, fine. Let's not discuss this. It's a topic for another time. And
we got sidetracked into another topic.
It's not fair.
Points to me.
Screw you, man.
Now, yeah.
All right, good. But I feel like we should wrap things up. It was awesome to play Mega Man 11, though.
Yeah, I'm happy you did get to play it. You got pretty far.
2 stages.
Good progress.
I did not know it was this difficult to play.
You really used this like brute force tactic of like fast retries instead of like really playing it slow. And it's good. You did beat how many bosses? 2?
2. Yeah, I got to
2 bosses in like 1 hour. That's good. I got 3 bosses in 3 hours. Or
no,
was it more? Or was it 2 hours?
No, you got 5 or something.
No, that's in my like 2 streams.
Oh,
I can check it later. Regardless, you did well.
I was in a good mood. I didn't give up, so.
Right.
And I think you know what, I'm gonna give credit to you because you got the rapid charge and that was sort of fun to use.
Oh yeah.
Even though it screwed me up in the bosses a lot, but whatever. That's a good challenge. This is my Mega Man challenge.
It's cool for me to see the game being played in multiple ways.
Cool.
As well.
All right, guys.
And hopefully for the viewers too. So.
I mean, this was successful. I'm happy we did it, and there's gonna be more of this in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
Pickups soon.
We're gonna have our usual YouTube video for the pickups. This stream thing is probably gonna be for our like discussions like this. I really like the format.
Yeah,
I really did. So. I'm not sure what we're gonna play next time.
Terranigma.
Yeah, no, let's focus on that offline. But
fine.
But yeah, something. We also like speaking of streaming stuff together, not just while we're doing these discussions, but I mean streaming Super Mario Party. Wouldn't that be awesome?
That'd be so much fun.
Yeah,
that's exactly the kind of game you want to stream to. It's the same thing with the console stuff. Like you gotta pick your games for the right moments, for the right systems.
You know what? Let's talk about that as well. While we're on the topic of like choosing games for consoles, that's also something. It was a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
I also had to factor in like, if I buy this for this system, is this a game I want to stream?
Oh,
you know, and that happened for not just my purchases, but for my backlogs and and you know, for everything, like all my notes for playing games.
Yeah.
Was like, do I want to play this on this console in this instance?
You know what? Credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
I think it's actually a good thing to have these kind of plans for stuff. Oh man, what a nice landing. Oh, Jesus! It comes back to the Xenogear thing I talked about.
Full circle, dude.
Look at this circle. Whoa, it's going around. Alright.
Jeez, I really want to play Xenoblade 2 now, to be honest.
Alright, you know what?
Thank you for mentioning it.
Wrapping this up now.
Great.
Good thing to have choices, good thing to have opinions about games, good things to have purpose in your choices. That's actually fun
definitely. Too. I would like to hear your choices on this. And before we go, let's just recap. So for me, I buy all the Multiplats on Xbox One from now on. I do buy them on Switch if I do not lose anything, because my mindset is I want the best physical version for my collection. I can also buy games digitally, but when it comes to my collection, I want the best, and that's my take on it. And I still buy a lot of games because of exclusives. And for you?
So I've come to the realization that there's always going to be better versions.
Yeah.
So I settle with getting games in the matter of how I like to play them.
Yeah.
So if I want to play, like I said, I have this system where Vita is going to be great for visual novels, the ones it has. If it doesn't have it, then I want it on another handle that's very light. If it's always taxing on the hardware, I want to get it on the best console. It doesn't matter if it's CD or cartridge, even though I like collecting the cartridges, but it's something that I want to get over.
Right.
And then if it's a portable game that doesn't have to have very difficult processing power or anything like that, then it's going to be on the Switch or any other handles that are below the bar of, being too
it makes a lot of sense. And like, if this helps me or helps you play more games and like think less about this stuff, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
And also, I would say in this discussion today, we'll see next time, but today you were the winner, because in a couple of months, all of my Xbox versions are gonna be non-definitive with like the new Xbox coming out or the new PlayStation. So
it's gonna be a scary time to live.
That's
also
that's the take for me.
Don't release the thrill of the hunt of getting the best version.
No.
Remember also later when you want to get the better version of stuff, I'm just going to be satisfied, and it's not going to be fun for me to get the new version. While you're going to be excited for the next new release, even though it's like a re-release.
Always excited for every purchase.
Pros and cons. As long as you game, that's the important part. I've realized that for like the last few years when we've been hanging out. Just play your games at least. Like, don't think about what you're gonna do outside the game, because you want to experience the game in the first place. And then if you want to get a new version of the game after you beat it, then sure, but just beat the game first. And maybe you don't even want a new version of the game when you beat it.
Yeah, exactly. That's another thing also. Let's mention that real quick. That there has been remasters and like games coming out that I have not bought because I'm happy with my experience with the original.
Right. So worthwhile thing to think about, but don't think about it too much. Actually think about it so you don't have to think about it later. That's how I want to put it.
Exactly. Now let's leave this at a cliffhanger. There is a game coming out.
What?
There is a game coming out. It's called The World Ends With You Final Remix, and I'm not gonna say if I'm gonna buy that. Going from this discussion here,
I know exactly what I'm gonna do with that game.
You might have a grasp on like if I'm gonna buy it or not, or if you're gonna buy it or not.
Yeah,
we'll see.
You know what? You guys can guess about that if you want, and then when you hear the answers, it's gonna surprise you, or maybe not. If you're good at guessing, it's not gonna surprise you. But wow, that's a good game to put as a cliffhanger. Actually.
Yeah, I mean you'll find out soon enough.
Awesome.
However, we do have 2 viewers right now.
Hey guys.
So let's actually stick around for I think like another minute or 2 and just see if they want to leave any comments before we wrap this up.
All right, I'm gonna stare intensely at the screen.
Exactly.
Okay, let the demo go here.
Also like the comments, because we're a little bit ahead of time of the stream. We're gonna have to wait an extra couple of seconds for the comments, so this is really...
That's why you said you have to wait a few minutes, because usually they go on immediately just typing like crazy.
Yeah.
But for those of you who watch the stream actually right now, thanks for checking in.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope you enjoyed. It's been a lot of fun for me to discuss this.
Yeah, always a pleasure to be here and discuss.
Yeah.
We can talk about how cool the designs are. I think it's great how they fit into the Mega Man universe, like even the NPC guys.
Yeah, like finally, that's props to this game.
Oh, there's humans.
Yeah, that too.
Wow. Sorry, wow.
Wow.
I've only seen Wily.
Yeah, that's huge. No, I was gonna say, and that guy from like the Tango game. Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
But
Dr. Kork.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, finally they expand the Rockman Classic universe and not just add a story for this game, because this is like pre-historical events to all the Rockman Classic games.
Yeah, that's true. That's interesting, actually.
Good stuff.
Look, he's making the face where, yeah, that's interesting, actually.
Right. Cool. Super.
Yeah, the Mega Man does what it does best.
Looks like we got no comments, so let's wrap this up.
Alright, guys.
As always, I want to thank you all for watching, and until next time, get gaming.